Imagine you're going to shul, you're going to synagogue, and there's a guard standing outside. And no, he's not asking you if you have been vaccinated. He's not asking you if you have a passport of vaccination. But he's asking you, what's your profession? You look at him. Why? Because we have special sections, not only in the synagogue, but there's different synagogues. There's the synagogue for the shoemakers, there's a synagogue for the lawyers, there's a synagogue for the accountants, there's a synagogue for the water carriers, and so on and so forth. Now this would be completely unacceptable. This would be called segregation. Different shuls, or at least different bubbles in the shul for different professions? Why? Can the baker sit together with the butcher? And the fish storekeeper cannot be together with a shoemaker? And so on and so forth? Yet, my friends, that was the reality in not such a very long distant past. In the 1600s, that was the reality of the Jewish community back in Eastern Europe, where there was a disdain even for the simple people, for the shoemaker, for the cobbler, for the farmer, where the elite, the learned people, would not want to associate with them. And within the different groups itself, there were all kinds of subgroups. In this environment came the Baal Shem Tov. And he started preaching and teaching and showing the value of every single Jew, what he is, who he is. That the value of a Jew is not based on their knowledge, on their experience, on their pocketbook, on their level of erudition in Judaism, but a Jew is intrinsically a Jew by virtue of having a neshama, by having a soul. And this soul, everybody has the same, because each soul is godly, is God for that matter. As the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, Chelek Elokam Imal Mamish, an integral part of God himself. On that level, there is no difference. And the Baal Shem Tov went on further and showed, revealed how precious, how important, how cherished the simple act of a simple Jew is. When a simple Jew, Gita Geshrei, as they say, starts saying, Oi Tate, Oi Father in heaven, and then he says a few words of Tehillim, and maybe wouldn't even know exactly how to pronounce them. The Baal Shem Tov said, this is so enjoyed, this is so cherished up in heaven. The Baal Shem Tov came to break down those barriers, to break down the differences between one Jew and another, and to love every Jew because this person is Jewish. Today, the 18th day of the month of Elul, as Chassidim like to say, Chai Elul, Chai 18. No, we're not talking about fundraising for $18 or $18,000 or whatever it is. No, the life of Elul is actually the Baal Shem Tov's birthday. The Baal Shem Tov, who was born in the year 1698, on that day. And that started that revolution. In fact, 47 years later, the Alter Rebbe, the Baal HaTanya, was born on the very same day. And the Baal HaTanya considered the Baal Shem Tov his spiritual grandfather. The Baal HaTanya took this concept of accepting every Jew for who he is, of appreciating and understanding the depth of a Jew, the neshama of the Jew, the essence of the Jew, and he took it not just in a matter of feeling, of emotions, of love, but he also said it has to be based and anchored on a deep understanding, which is where the word Chabad comes from. Chochma Bina Das. wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to understand what it means. So today, Chai Elul, which we have 12 days from now till Rosh Hashanah, and each of those days correspond to a month of the previous year. So today corresponds to the month of Tishri of the bygone year. And our sages tell us that we have an opportunity during those 12 days to make up for everything we were lacking in the previous months. So today, Chai Elul, is definitely a good time to wish each other a good Yontif. Eksiva Chsime Tova, a wonderful, blessed new year with new commitment. Chayis, Chay, which means life, with new vitality, with new vigor, entering into the month of Elul, into our service of Elul, and certainly we will see the essence and the purpose of the whole creation of the world, which is and who is Moshiach now.